What is going on, everyone? It is Tyler McKinney back here again, and today we're going to continue on in the XFL. We are finally finishing up our grading of the XFL uniforms. All right, if it's your first time here, hey, I'm glad to have you. If you're a return viewer, thanks for coming back and thanks for watching more videos. And if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing. And remember, leave me those comments down in the comment section. You know how I love to interact with you guys and bounce ideas off of you guys and have some good discussion down there. And remember, too, if you leave me some good comments, I will definitely feature those in an upcoming video. So keep your eyes peeled for that. All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and let's get into it. First, let's start off with a recap. So what we do, or what we're doing is we're going and we're grading three different categories. We're starting off with the helmet, then we're grading the overall home uniform, then we're grading the away uniform. We're taking all three of those scores, we're adding them together, we're dividing by 3, and then that's giving us our final score for the team. All right, get your red pens out, get ready to grade. We are going into looking at the Seattle Dragons. That's right, they're the 8th and final team, and all I have to say is I like me some Dragons. Yes, I do. I really like the Dragons. Overall, I think they did a really good job. I think that they nailed it out of the park. Let's go ahead and let's look at this helmet. Now, this helmet, everything starts off with the white background, and I love the clean look of the white. The white isn't as shiny as some of the other helmets, but it doesn't need to be. It's clean, it's pristine, it looks really, really nice. I love how they also contrast the bright white helmet with the dark green face mask. It just looks sharp. It looks great. It really sets it off. It really kind of makes everything really cohesive. It really goes together. And the other thing is that dark face mask really lends it to look really nice with visors and that sort of thing. If you haven't been paying attention to the XFL, kind of all of the stuff coming out of the camp, they're coming up with some awesome visors, and we'll talk about that in an upcoming video here because I think that that's pretty sweet and pretty cool what they're doing with those visors. But to continue on with what we've been talking about with the helmet. So we've got the white base for the helmet, and it looks really nice, clean cut. We've got the dark green face mask. And now let's go ahead and let's turn our attention to the side of the helmet because I think that that's where things get interesting, and I think that that's where they've done a really, really nice job here. So what they did is they took the logo, and they've got the logo, and the cool thing about the logo is the logo starts down at the bottom, and it just goes all the way up to the top there, and it just takes up a lot of space there on the side, and I think that that's a really, really good thing. It kind of almost makes that dragon imposing, and it really just kind of gives it even more of a longer neck than what it does, and I love the way that it kind of tapers towards as it gets towards the top. So you've got the really prominent dragon logo, and again, if you watched my video on their whole the whole branding, you know that I love this logo. You know that I really like what they did with it. And again, I like the way that they did it on the side of the helmet here. It has a really modern feel and look to it with the oversized logo. With that, it really allows the details to really breathe and really come to life. They aren't really scrunched down into kind of more of a shield or a badge type of a situation like we would normally see on a more traditional style helmet, to where with this helmet, it allows us to kind of see all of the details of the dragon, and I really, really like that. Now let's turn our attention to the stripe. What they did with the stripe I thought was really a neat thing here. So the stripe is the orange. And as I'm looking at the stripe with the orange, it's almost like it's kind of like a single just kind of blast of fire that's just going from the front down the back. So what they did is they took that whole breathing fire idea and just kind of ran it from the front to the back. And I really like how they used the color with it on the helmet. You don't really see the orange from the side, but when you get it from the front, that orange, that burnt orange is really prominent there. And I really like the hue of the orange. Believe it or not, I am not an orange guy. I am not an orange guy at all, but the way that they meshed the orange here with the other colors, I think it looks great, and just using the orange to accent things is huge for me. I really like how like I said, it's mainly just seen from the front and from the top. You really don't see it from the side. The side view is really the dragon logo. And I love how the colors all work together here. And that. So you've got this nice palette of white with a really good big logo, and then that nice orange stripe down the center that gives you the feeling of just the breathing of fire. This is probably my favorite helmet. I love the way that they did it. I love the positioning of the logo. I love how big the logo is, and I love the modern feel and the modern look of it. It definitely is sharp. It's really nice, and I give it a 96. All right, let's go ahead and let's move to the home uniform, because this is kind of where I think the whole package comes together. So I think that this is probably the best that they've done when it comes to putting the color schemes together and really kind of making the mesh. I was kind of really hesitant at first when I saw the colors and when the logo came out, because I really saw possibility there, but I could see a real big way that they could really ruin this, and they haven't done that, which is a huge plus for me. And I think they went the right route that they needed to go. The first thing that stands out to me is the fact that the orange is an accent color. It sets everything off. The orange is not prominent in this uniform. It's not a big part of the uniform, but when it's there, it really sticks out. And I like the fact that the orange, again, is like a tongue of fire that's coming up from the knee on the side of the pants. It's really just there to highlight things. I love the way that it highlights the white numbers. I'm okay with the stripe on the shoulder. I think that looks nice. The XFL logo, okay with. Nothing to really kind of get all up in arms about. I think it's fine. It looks good. I like that. I like that they don't have a logo badge at the V of the neck of the jersey. I think that they did themselves a really good job there with just having the dragon logo name there right on the front. It looks really nice. I like how they two-toned the jersey too. So they've got the dark blue flowing throughout the jersey. And what that does too is it really sets off the green that's in the helmet and makes the helmet pop. If you've kind of watched my other videos, the teams that seemed to do a lot better for me were the ones where the helmets seemed to kind of just jump off the page, so to say. And this is no exception to the rule there. So we've got the dark blue that just flows throughout, which I like it. I like how the dark blue pants are, and I like just kind of how the green comes up from the side and then continues on into the sleeves. And it looks really, really nice with the sleeves. The numbers on the shoulders, I could take them and leave them. They look fine to me. I like the way that they did them with the white. It looks sharp. It looks clean. But just accenting that dark green on the sleeves, the collar, and then kind of down the sides really kind of helps to marry it with that helmet and with that dark green face mask. It looks really, really sharp. And when you look at the mini camp photos of the guys running around in them, the helmets look superb. They look great. They look good. These guys are going to look really good on the football field, especially at home. I love what they've done with it here. I can't say enough. It is what I would want and expect out of a modern styled football team. This is what I want to see. This is kind of one of those type of uniforms that you're going to get like high school kids excited about going to college to play in these type of uniforms. I mean, that's how much I like the uniforms. They really kind of give me kind of that Oregon vibe to them, and I really, really like that kind of that like I said, it's really got that. It's got a modern edge to it, but it's not overdone. So I really, really like that. As I'm looking at this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give the Dragons home uniform a 95. They did a really, really good job with it. All right, guys, let's go ahead and let's move on to the away uniform. And this one takes a step back for me, and we'll go ahead and we'll explain it. There are a few, I think, places where they just kind of could have done a little bit better. Not that I don't like it. I like it. But I think that there are a few things, a few steps that if they would have done a little bit differently, that it would have hit this thing completely out of the park for me. But hey, we've got to go ahead and we've got to kind of find, some spots and some places here and there, and definitely the away jersey is that, or the away uniform is that for me. So let's go ahead and let's break it down. Everything is continuously white, and I think that that's probably the first part for me. I with the helmet being the way that the helmet is, I really want the helmet to kind of just fly off of the page. And the helmet is just, it's not flying off of the page like I would want it to. And so as I'm looking at it, I'm kind of just wanting kind of more color in the uniform because of the white in the helmet. So as I'm looking at it, I'm okay with the dark green accent on the jersey. I like that. The orange numbers, they're okay with me. I like how they kind of did continue on and made the jersey white and took off the dark blue. That's good to me. I like all of that. There are a couple things though. It's just the pants don't feel right to me. I wish they would have stuck with the dark blue pants. So if they would have went with the dark blue pants and just changed that stripe up the side. And so instead of the stripe up the side kind of being that orange, or they could have kept the orange. Either way would have been fine with me, but I really wanted those dark blue pants. The dark blue pants really kind of would have done it for me for the away jersey. Just making the jersey white, I think, would have been fine. Keep the pants the way that they were. I think they'd look good. The XFL logo looks sharp on here. Nothing to complain about there. Like I said, the dragons on the chest look good. Keeping the V-neck clean looks good. The jersey, I like the jersey a lot. The pants, I just wish they would have went with the dark blue pants mainly and kept probably that orange stripe. They could have done the green stripe too. I would have been okay with that. Probably they'll stick with the orange stripe. I like the way that the orange pops off of those pants, and the dark pants would have kind of set the whole thing together. I just think that there's just way too much white. But it's not that I don't like it. It's just that's just what I would have done instead. That would have really, really made it look like a good away jersey for me. So as I'm looking at this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give it an 89, which is a really good score. I like it. It's just that there are just a few beats that they miss for me, and that I kind of want them to change. So there you have it, guys. That's kind of my thoughts for the Seattle Dragons. I think that they did a really, really good job with this one. Let's go ahead and let's recap it. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the helmet. The helmet, I gave it a 96. The home uniform, we gave it a 95. And then finishing everything out with a away jersey of an 89 to give us a little over a 93 score. So that's kind of the overall of everything. They did a really, really nice job. This one really, really got me excited. They did a fantastic job of putting together a really nice, modern-looking, modern-feeling uniform that you could really, really rally around. Now, I know that there are going to be some of you guys out there that are kind of give it a little bit of flack because of the colors and the scheme and the way that they did things. It does kind of give it a little bit of a Seahawks vibe, but I'm not going to hold that against them. To me, it's not that big of a deal. I didn't really see it that way. I really like the Dragons, especially in football. Football, when it comes to football, you don't see that type of a mascot that much. So for them to use it, it really was kind of a neat thing for me, and I liked it. So this one really kind of hits a lot of personal buttons for me, and really kind of hits those things that I like. Whereas I know that with some of you guys that it probably is not going to resonate as much as it does with me. But again, these are just my thoughts. The question is what do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Give them to me down in the comments section, and we'll continue on this conversation. All right. Well, I know that you're busy. I know that I'm busy. So let's get on out of here. You have a good night. Bye.